While it's getting it up, oops. Let's slides up here. Welcome. That's a great crowd up today. Looks like we have sometimes several visitors. Glad to see you here. I had a slide on the screen a minute ago that said, Simon, I will be with you. Next class, which time will be looking at Elijah and Elisha. It's Elijah passes his mantle off to Elisha. And we'll think about some in that class about the phrase, I will be with you. It's all through the scriptures. Different times when God promised, I will be with you, I'll be with you. So a little thought into that as you read the chapters there. A little phrase exactly is there, concept is there. God being with Elisha as he takes over for Elijah. Okay, pick it up where we are, review, get us going here. Israel's on the left, Israel's on the right. All bad kings in Israel, what we've been through. We're about to finish up Jehoshaphat here. So we have 66 years of good kings in Israel. Rehoboam and his son Elijah were not good kings. But then Asa came in 41 years, and Jehoshaphat now 25 years. That's good kings. And we're going to see where that takes us as we get into the next classes here. We'll look at, right quick, Acts 14, Acts 13, actually. Passage here that Paul's using in a sermon over the New Testament. Acts 13, starting in verse 14. They departed from Perga and came to Antioch of Pisidia, and went to the synagogue on the Sabbath and sat down. After reading the law of the prophets, the rulers of synagogues said to them, Men and brethren, if you have any word of exhortation for the people, say on. So Paul stood up, motioned with his hand, and then Paul starts this sermon here. What I want to note here, I want you to think about is look at the history lesson he does as he goes through here, and think about what we've been through in the class the last few quarters, and where we are now. The God of his people Israel chose our fathers and exalted the people when they dwelt as strangers in the land of Egypt. With an uplifted army brought them out. Now for a time about 40 years, he put over their way to the wilderness. When he had destroyed the 7 nations in the land of Canaan, he distributed the land to them by allotment. After that, he gave them judges for about 450 years until Samuel the prophet. Afterwards, they asked for a king, so God gave them Saul, the son of Kish, man of the tribe of Benjamin, for 40 years. When he removed him, he raised up for them David as king. He also gave testimony and said, I have done David the son of Jesse, a man after my own heart, to do all my will. From this man's seed, according to the promise, God raised up for Israel a Savior, Jesus. And that's where he starts his sermon in. But that's where we are. That's kind of the history. God is up to where we are right now. Just in a very nutshell there. But the point I'm going to get at, if you look at the left side of the screen up there, David's son, Solomon's son of Rehoboam, his son Elijah, and that lineage of David is leading right up to what Paul's preaching about here in the New Testament. That's what we're studying about right now. The age of Jehoshaphat, and looking into his son, and his son is in it. All right, in Judah. Good to sit here. In Judah, Jehoshaphat's king. He's going back 25 years. God is still one of his richest honor. This goes back to our theme for the quarter is obedience brings blessings, and sin brings curses and punishments. So Jehoshaphat's a good king. He's being blessed by God. Unfortunately, he does one thing. He aligns himself with Ahab, the king of Israel. And that's going to be the very first thing in our lesson today. We'll get to that part in just a minute. He goes up to visit Ahab, and flipping over now to see what's going on in Israel when he gets up there to visit Ahab, the king. His wife is the wicked Jezebel, and he's going to reign a total of 22 years. There's a peace treaty with Hadad, king of Syria, that's gone on for several years. But when Jehoshaphat gets there, he wants him to go with him to take the city of Ramoth Gilead, which is up on the right-hand corner of the map, if you think about right in the Sea of Galilee. So they call the prophets of Baal together, and they say, yeah, go, it'll make me great. And Jehoshaphat wants to know about the Lord. Of course, he comes up and says, go. They go anyway, and they lose a battle. Ahab's wounded, dies, buried in the city of Samaria, and his chariot's washed out, and blood runs out, and the daughters they get up according to the prophecy that was there that would happen. So now his son Ahaziah is now reigning in Israel. So we've got a change in the king in Israel. Jehoshaphat's still reigning in Judah, but Ahaziah, king of Ahab and Jezebel, is now reigning in Israel. So here's what we got. Judah, we got Jehoshaphat. Israel, we got Ahab, Jezebel. Ahab done died. His son Ahaziah is the king. And we're going to get the other names up here. They'll come in the next sessions here. Jehoram. Ahaziah's not going to last long, but when his brother will take his place. They have a sister, Athaliah, who's going to wind up marrying Jehoshaphat's son, Jehoram. And then they have a son, Ahaziah. And Athaliah's going to kill all of them. And she wants to reign over there too. So we got this for the next few weeks a little bit. It's a convoluted mess coming up here. Names and swap over. So today we're in 2 Chronicles 19 and 20. I take a very short little chapter. Pick up that and then the lessons and talk about this stuff. I've got a lot of verses on the screen up here today and little highlighted pieces. First part is just a little short chapter, and God's going to come in and deliver a message first to Jehoshaphat, and then Jehoshaphat sets up the judges. That's what this chapter is all about. If you look at verse 2, I didn't put a note up here much about it. It's on that very top line. I was unhappy with Jehoshaphat's wife Ahab. Tell you the prophet comes to him as he comes back from visit Ahab, comes to Jerusalem there, and then she tells him, "Why are you going up there associating with these bad folks? These evil, wicked folks. What relationship have you got with them? Why would you go up there and associate yourself with them?" And God's unhappy with it. Angry at Jehoshaphat for doing this. Jehoshaphat's a good king overall. He does lots of good things. We'll talk about that. Just one thing here now is very God very unhappy. And the repercussions of this event is what's going to eat us alive for the next several generations. This one event of Jehoshaphat's alliance with Ahab. What comes out of it just makes it bad. So God gets onto it for that in verse 2. In verse 3, he says, "Nevertheless, having said that, there's still some good things. There's some good things about you. Good things you've done, Jehoshaphat. You made an effort to get rid of all the idols that's in the land there, and you have prepared your heart to seek God." That's the good thing that he picks up from Jehoshaphat. You prepared your heart to seek God. We're going to take that verse here and just kind of hang it to the end, and we'll come back and talk about it. That's the verse I'm looking at today. We'll get to the narrative part and start thinking about it. That's the big thing about that. God tells Jehoshaphat, "It's a good thing you've done. Prepared your heart to seek God." Or something like that. So Jehoshaphat sets up judges, officers throughout the land. So the people got a case of some kind, they bring it to these judges. So he's setting them up there. He says, "Take care, be careful, and you don't take bribes, and you don't show partiality." He's giving the instructions to them here how they should act, how they should treat their fellow men. They come in and bring the cases before them. No iniquity with the Lord our God, no partiality, no taking of bribes. And then in verse 9, see, as he continues his process of putting them out there, he said, "Here's how you're going to act. When you're judging, when you're sitting in this position that I'm putting you into here, faithfully, with a loyal heart." Faithfully, loyal heart. You've got a job to do. I want you this job to do. And you won't take bribes. You won't show partiality. You'll serve faithfully. And you'll do it with a loyal heart. Reading on verse 10, he says, "When cases come before you, and I get from this, it can be the civil cases or cases involving the religious side of the law. I think they're kind of intertwined. Whether it's a case about bloodshed or some offense against the law or statutes or commandments, whatever it is, we're going to kind of see them separated here in a minute on the assignments a little bit. But whatever case that comes before you, warn the people. Warn the people lest they trespass against God. Wrath comes upon them. So part of the job of these judges out there, when they bring cases to them that have problems and bring them to them, was to warn the people and say, look, do what you're doing and you're not going to please God. So in addition to being a judge, they're almost like teachers. You get that implication there. Look at the last line here. It says, do this and you will not be guilty. When the people bring you cases, if you teach them and show them what they're doing wrong and how they're violating God's commandments, God's laws, against bloodshed, civil law, or against His holy law, either one. You do that and you're not guilty. It reminds me very much of actually how over Ezekiel, where he tells them there, said, if you warn the wicked, and the wicked does not turn from his evil ways, but you warn him, and he dies in his iniquity, then you're delivered from this bloodshed. And you're not guilty because you went and warned the wicked. But that same chapter said, if you don't warn the wicked, and he dies in his evil ways, then his blood you because you did it for him. So that's what us to help people to understand and do what they should be doing. That's what he's telling these judges to go out. I can think continuing in verse 11 is a serious part of the same assignment here. He kind of breaks it out now, and he says, Amariah, the chief priest, will be your go-to over you in all matters of religious law. Things that come up in matters of the Lord, and that's who you go to for your instructions. When it comes to, as I see the other side, kind of the civil law side of it, Zebediah, who was the ruler of the house of Judah, he'll be taking care of all the king's matters. So you got to devise the two out and go to make out problems there. He tells them, behave courageously, have courage, the job you're being assigned to, and the Lord be with you. And that again is a thing we see in many, many places. We're back in Joshua, I think, put up here. Be strong, be courage, not be afraid, not be dismayed, for God's with you wherever you go. And we see that same type message delivered over and over and over in the Scriptures. God wants us to do something. Instructions how to do it. He said, be strong, be courageous, go get it done. That's what he's telling these judges. So, 19, short chapter here. Mainly God's little message there to Jehoshaphat in the very first part. Then send up all these judges in the last part. Yeah, chapter 20. Just a little background for this. We're fixing to see the Ammonites, the Moabites, and the Edomites will get involved here with Judah. So let's go back and figure out fresh where they are, and things like this. Remember back to when Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed, and Lot and his family was moved out of the city, and Lot's wife died, and his daughters went in, did incest with him, and each one had a baby. And one of them became the nation of the Moabites, one of the nation of the Ammonites. So, look back, Lot being Abraham's nephew, really, when you talk about Judah, they're kinfolks, we say now in the south country here. They go back to Abraham, and they common denominator back here. So, Moabites and Ammonites. And then we're going to get Edomites involved, which is even a little closer, that being son of Esau, or the nation of Esau. Now, where are they? All right, here's Dead Sea. Here's Judah. Here's Jerusalem. So here. So here's the nation of Judah. This is where Jehoshaphat's ran. Ammonites just across the Jordan River here. Moabites down south of them down here. And it's not only this map, but the Edomites are down more below the Dead Sea down here. Edom's down here, Moabites here, Ammonites here, and then here's Judah over here. And then Gideon's going to be mentioned here in a minute. Right there, we're talking about Gideon when we're talking about David and him fleeing from Saul. There with Gideon. So, Jehoshaphat gets word that from his messengers that there's a massive army coming toward him, made up of the Moabites, the Ammonites, mainly, and some people from, and different translations put different words in there. Some say Mount Seir. There's another nation they're called here that most of us don't recognize. But as you get into the chapter and see who they are, the way Jehoshaphat deals with it, it's the Edomites that's involved here. So the Moabites, Ammonites, and the Edomites are coming up to do battle with Judah. And they were there at Engedi there. They're almost out of in the territory of Judah. Now, Jehoshaphat's got a large army, but it appears it may be like the guy in the reserves. And they're all together right there, many guys at one time ready to go out and do battle. So he had no time, because they're close already, to get word out to everybody to assemble the army and ready to go out and do battle with them. So, Jehoshaphat, being the godly man that he is, he turned over help. He turned to the Lord. He said, massive army coming at us here, and we're not prepared to battle against them. And Jehoshaphat asked for help from God. So proclaim this fast throughout the land. They're going to dedicate themselves to God and His attention to Him. So He gathers the people that all He can there in Jerusalem together, and He prays openly. They get there before the temple, and Jehoshaphat's going to pray for the people and ask God to intervene against this massive army that's coming up there with them. He starts his prayer out. He starts out with praise. Praising God for what He's done for them. And again, we got this passage to look at. Chapter 20, you've got to flip through and follow through as we go through it here. Verse 6. He said, O Lord our God of heaven, God our fathers, are you not God in heaven? He puts this in a way of almost like a negative question type thing. Are you not God in heaven? Do you not rule over all the kingdoms of the nations? In your hand is it not power and might? No one's able to stand against you. Well, what's the obvious answer to that? I mean, yes, you are the God in heaven. You do have all the power. You do rule over the nations. And there's no one that can stand against you. Just demonstrated several times this quarter. Other battles here. So that's the way Jehoshaphat starts out. Praising God, recognizing who He is, the power He has, and what He can do for them. He tells us about what God's done for them in driving the inhabitants out. I go back to what we read in Acts 13, Acts 13, a few minutes ago. He had driven them out. They had built a sanctuary there, that big temple that David had gathered all the material for, and Solomon had then built for them there. And he said, if disaster comes against us, some kind of judgment, sword, pestilence, anything, we're going to stand before this temple here, because that's where your presence is. We'll come before you, and we will cry out to you, and you will hear us and you will save us. So God, Jehoshaphat just poured out his heart to God here. And a point that even ties it back to the fact that Edom we're talking about here is, Jehoshaphat points out that when the Israelites came up after wandering in the wilderness, they'll come up and go to the east side of the Jordan and start taking the land of Canaan, that Edom will not pass through their land. That way back in the history there. God made them go around. That comes back up in his prayer here about them not letting come through. Back in Numbers chapter 20. He said, we did that because they were brethren. But now the brethren are coming up and fighting against them. All these that are coming here are related to them. But now they come up here and they're going to try to throw us out of this land that you gave us. You gave us the land. You ran the people out. They were here. The nations out. You gave us this land. And now they're coming up here and trying to throw us out. Verse 12, O Lord, O our God, we do not judge them. We have no power against this great multitude that's coming against us. We don't know what to do. Our eyes are turned to you. We can't beat them, so we're asking for your help. I mean, God answers his prayer. Esther stands up and he says, listen, you people of Judah, people of Jerusalem, and Jehoshaphat. Here's what God says. Don't be afraid. Don't be dismayed because this great multitude. The battle's not yours, but it's God's. How would you feel about that? Ask if you multitude's got it. And you think about it, when you physically feel, write your heart to God. As the Master says, don't worry about it. God's got this. He'll take care of it. And what's coming up in the next few verses is almost amazing. I'm sure you read it. The way he does it. Look what he tells them. Lord said, don't be afraid. God's going to take care of it. Tomorrow you'll go down and you're going to meet this army that's coming. But you're not going to fight. Go there and stand still. Watch what God's going to do for you. Don't be afraid. Tomorrow go out against them. God's going with you. They give the thanks for it. They get up this morning and go out. He says, go here and stand and watch. Believe in the Lord God. You'll be established. Believe his prophets. You shall prosper. No swords. No spears. I'm not going out there to fight them. But they're watch God take care of them. Now, the phrase, y'all kind of sidetrack here just for a minute. Look at this phrase right here. Believe in the Lord your God. Same concept, which is throughout the Bible, the New Testament for us today. Here's my question. Is there any difference in this statement there, believe in the Lord your God, and in that statement? I'd ask Scott to think about this a little bit and think out a comment we can make for us here. So Scott's reading this a little bit anyhow. so I'm going to ask Scott here what he had come up with or anything. And maybe there's no difference, okay, in the two. Go ahead. Exodus chapter 8 for Scott's going to hear it.
They believe that this is being brought out. The secret ground to find it by God. Yet they weren't true service of God. I don't imagine not having. Not just I know they're being saying, he signed me this and I actually forgot it. Come up with something last April, I thought about that. There was a woman that I told us for 20 chapter 9. through. Her thought was like just touched the hem of his garment and we made well. And she did that, and he said, "Be of good cheer, daughter, your faith has made you well." I think some of the other accounts actually talk about who touched me and kind of doesn't. This was her faith. She didn't just believe that Jesus had the power to do it. She demonstrated by her actions. It reflected in her life. She was healed. She truly believed that Jesus could do it. And the lesson in that for us today is it's just one thing to believe that yes, this is what happened with the Lord of God, what God says. There's a big difference in that and actually living a change. Let your life reflect.
I would take out back out first about the idea I'm trying to get to you is
I can believe, and he said the magician in Egypt, the plagues, they believed God. They believed God did that. They believe in God. I can believe what God said. And one thing I was reading on this, Santa Claus is there. There's an illustration this guy did to kind of make the point. You know, I see Santa Claus in the store, and he said it's raining outside, and I'm believing, yeah, it's raining outside. Well, not because of who he is, but because I think, okay, I know it's raining outside or whatever. But if you really believe in Santa Claus, then anything Santa Claus said, what you're going to do, and that's kind of an illustration I know, but that's the way this guy tried to illustrate it. Believing in God, my total trust, my total faith in God, versus believing some statement that he might say that I might agree with or believe because of that. So anyway, I think that's too much on that. But he told him to believe in God. Put your faith in him. Total trust in him. If you go out there and face a humongous army and you got no shields, no swords, no battles, you gotta have your faith there. So what happens in battle? They go to battle, and like the Ammonites and the Moabites kind of turn on those of the Edomites and destroy them, and then they turn around and start hashing each other and destroy each other. And so they just step back and watch, and God intervenes, and God takes care of it, and they're awesome. Then they go out to get there's this field full of bodies out there. You know how long it takes them? They take the spoils of the battle. You see how long it took to take up the spoils? 3 days. 3 days they were out there getting the spoils of the battle. And they didn't do anything. They didn't fight. They didn't commit. God took care of that. They didn't fight there and gathered up the reaping from it there. And then these verses kind of sum up Jehoshaphat's life. Verse 32. He walked in the ways of his father Asa. He was a good king for 41 years. Not turned aside from it, did what was right in the sight of God. That's Jehoshaphat's life. Verse 33, the very next verse. This is going to be important as we go forward. Jehoshaphat prepared his heart, decided to run. He tried to lead the people that way. Verse 33. The high place is not taken down. People have not directed their hearts back to God. The people have not. So as when Jehoshaphat's son takes over here just very shortly and takes off beyond the Baal worships and leaves God, and you say, why? No, their hearts weren't right. Their hearts weren't ready for it. Jehoshaphat was good. He was trying to lead the people right. People did not prepare their hearts for that. Okay. It's got the narrative, not a lot this morning, battle. I want to talk about this prepared heart for that. Because you've got to contrast here with Jehoshaphat. He did prepare his heart, and the people did not. If you look on the next lesson 2, if their hearts are not prepared, it's so easy for them to slip back away and be gone. So, these good things about Jehoshaphat. Very few of us decide, I'm going to do evil. I'm going to tomorrow, I'm going to lie. I'm going out tomorrow, I'm going to do my taxes are coming up, and I know I'm going to cheat, I'm going to change my lives. Most of us don't decide, I'm going to do something wrong. The question is, have we really prepared to do right? Have we decided that I'm going to always do what's right. Or we're just kind of floating the middle somewhere. That's kind of what I'm talking about. To prepare. What do you mean prepare? The definitions is to make a deliberate effort. A deliberate effort over an extended period of time. I'm going to prepare my heart. I'm going to make a definite, deliberate effort over a period of time to prepare my heart for that. We're prepared. It takes on some planning. I guess I want to achieve out here. What am I going to achieve? I'm going to be obedient to God. I'm not going to do that. I'm not preparing to do. I'm going to work toward that. Is it going to happen overnight? No. It's a constant thing I'm working for, working toward. Prepare my heart. Preparing to achieve something I'm trying to do out here. The same word's also translated fixed. It's one of the places I'm looking, one of them here you see, I achieves. This psalm, think back to when Saul is chasing David. David is in the back of the cave. Saul comes in to relieve himself. And David's men encourage him to go out and kill Saul. Well, he had an opportunity there. We all know why he would not do it. David said over and over, I will not harm what? I will not harm the Lord's anointed. David said, my heart is fixed. My heart is fixed. He had his heart right there. I want to do this. And he had multiple opportunities. We have recorded where he could have killed Saul and got him, stopped chasing him, and gone on big king. Notice, my heart is fixed. I prepared my heart. Otherwise, you're in that cave, Saul comes in there, and your men are all encouraging you to kill him, or when the two of you go into the middle of their camp, Joab went in, who it was, and he said, me kill him one thrust of the spear, and I'll drive him to the ground. It won't take two. No, David said, no. I want to prepare his heart not to do that. So nothing's fixed. My heart is fixed. Doing what's right. No change. No variation. Firmly held. What's David going to do? I don't care how many times I get a chance to kill Saul. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. My heart's fixed. I prepared my heart. I will not hurt Saul. Why? Because of who he is. So we prepare our heart. We fix our heart firmly. I'm going to do right. I'm going to do this. When this comes up, I'm going to do it. It's not going to happen. We fail sometimes. But our heart fixed. So think about it before it happens. Before it happens. We got our heart prepared to do what's right. I'm afraid too often yeah, I'm committed to that. Yeah, I'm going to do what's right. Yeah, that's my whole purpose in life. Serve God, do what's right. Sometimes it's not strong enough. It's surface layer type thing. We had to prepare and have to really happen like it ought to. So it's a coming temptation that comes up. God needs to prepare. Involved in preparing our hearts. Proverbs 10, verse 17. You have heard the desire of the humble. You will prepare the heart. God's involved in preparing my heart to serve Him. And humility is involved in it. Trust, humility. How do I approach God when I start preparing my heart? That humble attitude, service you. Samuel said to him, you return to the Lord with all your hearts, prepare your hearts for the Lord. Serve Him. There's a preparation that comes into it. The Living Bible is another translation. Translates this verse here in 1 Samuel as determined to obey. Determined. Prepare your heart and determined. One more point about this. preparing my heart. Not a group effort. Each one of us gets our hearts right, but the group will have our hearts right. But just because I'm part of the group doesn't make my heart right. Preparing my heart. We used this slide before. It's all about seek God, you'll find it. Wait till you get to seek God. If I can highlight this word prayer, I'm more and more convinced that that's the key. That's the key to preparing my heart. That's the key to seeking God. If I start abandoning my prayer life, it's something I deal with, some you may too. If I start abandoning that, there's emphasis to it, I need to. And that's when you start getting. So, we got prepare our hearts, serve Him loyally, aim courageously, don't be afraid. God's going to have a battle, and leave the Lord. I'll summarize this what I see. All right, awesome. Somebody else. Anybody else? In this case, they didn't take warfare. They were out there with a bunch of shields and their spears and their swords, and they go with this battle because of who we are. They would not care. They watch God do it. And they were singing praises to Him until the fight. He took care of it. They walk out there with no shield in front of them. They would make more faith than would to have a shield and a spear. All right. Next time is 2 Kings 1 and 2. Right. 2 Kings 1 and 2. Thank you very much.